You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. Let's talk about some news out of Alabama. If you want to see the importance of a black district attorney, this is it. Lynniece Washington announced today that she will not pursue a misdemeanor manslaughter indictment against Marshae Jones, who lost her pregnancy after she got into a fight and was shot in the stomach. Yeah, Jones was shot in the stomach. Now, they pursued charges against her, the cops did, saying that she started the fight, so therefore, based upon their personhood law, she should be the one tried for manslaughter for her baby dying. Now, here's the announcement.
This is truly a disturbing and heartbreaking case. An unborn child was tragically lost, and families on both sides of this matter have suffered. Nothing we do today or in the future will change that reality. The issue before us is whether it's appropriate to try to hold someone legally culpable for the actions that led to the death of the unborn child. There are no winners, only losers in this sad ordeal. After reviewing the facts of this case and the applicable state law, I have determined that it is not in the best interest of justice to pursue prosecution of Ms. Jones on the misdemeanor charge for which she was indicted by the grand jury. Therefore, I am hereby dismissing this case, and no further legal action will be taken against Ms. Jones in this matter.
Folks, Alabama, of course, they passed their personhood law. Robert, you're an attorney. You look at this particular case here. I mean, you charged the woman who got shot.
You got to dive a little bit deeper into the police report to understand. According to what police say, that she was the aggressor in the situation. She attacked this man. The man was exhibiting self-defense. As part of this self-defense, he had to defend himself to the point of using a firearm, which struck the woman, killing the unborn child. This falls very similar to felony murder, that when you initiate an event that causes the death of another, you are culpable for that. Just like if you rob a liquor store and the liquor store owner shoots a customer on accident, you're culpable for that because you caused the initial altercation that led to the death. Because the Supreme Court has not upheld or overturned Roe, that is why the personhood bill in Alabama and other states is not in effect, basically saying that this child who died is not a person, which is the current status of the law. As the district attorney said, there are no winners in this case. The victim in the case, the unborn child, will never see justice. Nobody will ever be brought to justice for their death. It's an overall miscarriage of what we claim to be justice in our American system.
But let's be clear, this is an end run around abortion, right? This had nothing to do about this fetus, who would have been a child. It has nothing to do about the mother or the person who shot her. I believe it was a woman who actually fired the shot. Because Alabama doesn't actually care about children. Alabama is near the bottom on every indicator of child health, childhood obesity, oral health, access to health care. They have a hookworm problem. Why? Because they lack basic sanitation in some of the poorest parts of that state. So Alabama doesn't actually care about life or sustaining life. This was about abortion and trying to roll back Roe v. Wade, and about being punitive and trying to harm this particular mother. So I don't think I think what the district attorney did actually was the right thing to do, and it actually made a lot of sense. I mean, this woman could not be punished any more than she already had been. Not that could the person who shot her, quite frankly. I'm certain the woman who shot her and killed this unborn fetus feels quite awful about it. I mean, she's apologized for her actions that day, because this woman was unarmed, as the aggressor or not. She didn't have any weapon on her. She wasn't trying to stab or shoot anyone.
Right.
And so this is a bad situation. I think the district attorney made the best call that she could. I don't know what bringing charges was going to do and putting her in prison was going to do other than punish her further.
I think that this is, once again, the power of the press. I think that this story had not made national news if the press on all levels had not been outraged about this story. Even when you read headlines, they were like, the person who got shot, whose child died, is being charged with a manslaughter. Like, the headlines alone were like, what is this story? I think it's the power of the national press, this going viral, where Alabama had to say, we can't carry the weight on this one.
Well, the district attorney had to say.
She had to say.
Yes.
She had to say.
I'll push back on that slightly, because the headlines in the press, this is kind of that gossip bleeding into news coverage, because the headlines in the press did not mention she was the aggressor, did not mention the other person was using imperfect
The headlines
self-defense.
didn't, but within the first paragraphs.
Well,
first
first of all, when we covered it on the show, we did lay out those details
Yes.
of the case as well. But people still find it problematic, though, that you would charge her with manslaughter.
Well, if the
I don't even know what misdemeanor manslaughter actually means. How could
It
you be in a
means-
misdemeanor and it be manslaughter?
that it depends on the state. It could be.
Okay.
It falls into the category of voluntary manslaughter.
Okay.
And some states it's misdemeanor manslaughter. Some states it's voluntary manslaughter. Just like in some states you have first-degree murder. Other states it's called malice murder. It's just the verbiage, the terminology of that particular district. But under the Alabama and other states' personage bills, saying that a unborn child has personage rights, then this would have been a manslaughter case, and even being dropped down to a misdemeanor manslaughter case, because we have decided as a society that the life of an unborn child does not have value. That's the reason the district attorney didn't really have a choice but to drop these charges against the individual, because legally speaking, that child who is now dead was a clump of cells. It was just it was a parasite growing inside of her that had no rights, it had no life, nothing to be lost. That's why I say this is a horrible situation all the way around.
Well, but again, though, I tell you right now, I do believe that if this was not a black female DA, this would not be the outcome of
No,
this
this
case.
would not be. No,
Especially when we're talking about
absolutely.
Alabama. That wouldn't be the case there.
I totally agree.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. MarijuanaStock.org is another great investment opportunity. If you were lucky enough to invest in their last crowdfunding campaign, you, of course, now know that those folks are invested in a publicly traded company. They raised a ton of money in a few months investing in legal marijuana farms. Now, of course, they have a new investment opportunity, which is as good or if not even better. I'm talking about industrial hemp CBD. For those who don't know, the hemp plant is the cousin to marijuana with a much higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp CBD gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Now, until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the U.S. and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill changed all of that, making it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S. and creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They need land to grow all the plants, which makes for an incredible investment opportunity. And that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is real simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords. And you can get in on the action. You can invest in the crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000. Like I said, you may not want to miss out on this opportunity. Go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org to get in the game and to do it now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.